After 9 days into the new year, things aren't going as planned. You hoped 2024 was going to be the year where you finally made a difference to your life, but those promises you made to yourself, they're slipping away, mate. Instead of putting in just the slightest amount of effort, you're still caught up in the most stupidest things like scrolling through your phone and watching Netflix. And the gym, another promise that you made yourself, is already forgotten. I mean, you're not even sticking to your diet, for fuck's sake. And each day that goes by, you feel like you're cheating yourself, don't you? You feel guilty, but you do nothing about it. The comeback New Year's resolution that you envisioned was just you coping all along, wasn't it? How to make the greatest comeback of your life. Bro, what are we going to do about this, man? What are we going to do to fix this shit? Are you actually willing to make a difference? Or are you just sort of saying that shit for fun? I mean, I don't know. But if you really mean it, it's not too late. But you are going to have to put in a little bit of effort and listen to me speak for the next few minutes, if you can at least manage that without clicking off. Because I'm going to be giving you some advice that I literally wish I knew years ago, when I was in a very similar position to what you are in right now. And by the way, before I forget, and before you click off the video, you can get my muscle building diet plan for free in the description below. Now, as I was saying, a few years ago, I was a scumbag. I can't lie. I was a complete degenerate and I was a loser. I wasted my time, and to be honest with you, this resulted in me feeling a certain way, and a way that I can only describe as maybe depressed and also very much lost. And I honestly felt like I didn't know where I was going to be heading with my life. This was me at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was eating a takeaway. This is something I was doing regularly. At night, I wasn't even sleeping properly. I was doing stupid shit. This is actually a NOS balloon. This is when I was at uni. And this was something that, I was doing regularly because I wasn't actually happy with my sober life. So I would go out and I'd drink and I would take drugs and things like that because I was coping, and I didn't have any direction with where I was actually going with my life. So because of that reason, it affected me in many ways, and I started doing a lot of instant gratification activities. So that's things like playing video games and scrolling through my phone and literally just doing anything other than the productive stuff. I was so lazy, and this laziness really started to affect my life and even my past relationship. So this is my past relationship. Here are some pictures. As you can see, I dated a Wojak girl, a trad girl. No, is it a trad? I don't know what that is. I don't know what the name for that is, the actual term. But yeah, obviously I've covered up the face. But this affected my relationship. The way I acted led to me being single. At the time, this was the girl that I was in love with. And look what happened here. I was in such a low place from doing these activities that it affected my relationship. The girl that I was with no longer wanted to be with me. Of course, this led to me feeling even worse. But it also left me with an ultimatum, okay? Because I very soon realised that maybe this is exactly what I needed. All of these hardships and all of these terrible emotions that I felt at the time were exactly what I needed. And this ultimatum was to either carry on bitching and crying about it and feeling sorry for myself, or it was to literally get up off of my lazy ass and do something about it. And some people will take offense to that sentence, to get up off your lazy ass, because they don't like hearing the truth. But that's exactly what I needed. And it's also what you need. You need to know that no one's going to do this shit for you. You have to make the change yourself. Even if you don't want to fucking do it, you've got to do it, okay? Because since I made that decision, since I was in that pit, that low pit, my life has had literally nowhere to go other than upwards. And let me show you where we're at now. I've been in boxing fights and quite clearly I've won. I've met other girls. I've found a brotherhood. I've made great relationships and I've travelled the world. This is me in Miami and this is me in Monument Valley in Utah with an absolute dickhead. No, he's a great lad. I'm sure he'll appreciate me saying that. These are the mates from boxing that I've met. Here's me boxing again, and here's me making a YouTube video. And all of these great things have essentially come from being in this position and feeling so low and choosing the second option from that ultimatum, to get up from my ass and just fucking take action on the things that most people don't want to do and that most people would just sit there and feel sorry for themselves about. And what I can tell you is that the fulfillment I've achieved from all of these accomplishments here have been absolutely liberating, and I would choose the way I feel now over the way I felt, 2 or 3 years ago every single time, because I genuinely feel like I have so much confidence. There's nothing in this world that I can't do, nothing in this world that I can't achieve, because that's what my mind believes. And essentially, that's what you want to be feeling as well. And I truly believe that this is something that everyone deserves and needs to feel and experience. So the question is, how do you make the greatest comeback of your life? And to that, I'm going to say you should do exactly what I did, and that is to use your traumas and to use your hardships to fuel you, because these are a fucking blessing, bro. These terrible times that you've gone through are literally the best thing that can ever have happened to you. And you might be sitting there and saying, oh no, that's not true, you don't understand, you haven't felt what I felt and all this stuff. But hear me out here. The most successful people in the world are usually the people that have been through the most bullshit. I'm willing to guarantee you that none of the successful pioneers that, are alive today are people that have just had normal and easy and comfortable lives. They've all been through some kind of adversity. So this is what I suggest. You're going to knuckle down, you're going to stay the fuck away from alcohol, and you're going to disappear until you come back with something to show. Okay, so this is going to be your motivation. Take all of that pain and all of that trauma and use it to fuel your body and disappear and come back even stronger. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to get angry. You need to feel anger. If you're a man, you need to feel this anger and you need to use it to fuel you. You need to be hungry and you need to be asking yourself, why don't I have these things yet? Why don't I have what that person has? Why don't I have what that person has? And use this to fuel you and to get angry, because that is what men thrive on. I mean, just take a look at who you're actually up against. If you actually look around you, it's a very small percentage of people that are, really killing it in life, because the majority of people are pretty much doing what you might be doing now. They're pretty much doing what I used to be doing 3 years ago. They're dossing about, they're not really sure where they're going with their life, and they're just happy living comfortably in their little bubble. They're wrapped up in cotton wool. And quite frankly, these people aren't taking risks, they're just living like NPCs. So what you need to start doing is competing against these morons, and I'm telling you, it's not going to be a hard competition. You just need to start doing the things that most people are too afraid to do. Another thing you should be doing is getting yourself to the gym. You've been trying to do this for ages, but now is your time to stay consistent. This is your message now. You have to start getting yourself into the gym, because this is the most measurable way to actually measure success and discipline, because you can visibly see the progression, right? As soon as you start getting some gains, you're going to start to feel confident, and that confidence is going to help motivate you in other areas of your life too. So this is a non-negotiable, bro. And the next thing that I'd suggest is that you should start learning new skills, all right? Learn that thing that you've always wanted to do, but you've kind of stayed away from it because you've been procrastinating and you've been too lazy and you've been too worried about, what your ex-girlfriend thought of you or what your old friends thought of you. This is now your time. If you want to learn a skill, just do it, mate. And some great examples that I'd really highly suggest you learn are how to sell. That's a fantastic skill. If you can learn how to sell, I guarantee you'll be made for life. Another amazing skill that you can learn is how to manage stress, okay, or how to fight. And then what you want to be doing is not just learning about these things, not just becoming knowledgeable about these things, but also then taking action on them, because experience is how you really learn, okay? It's not just about having knowledge. And actually, having the knowledge is kind of a waste of time unless you kind of put what you've learned into action. So that is extremely important. Don't just watch boxing. Don't just watch UFC and analyze their fights and all this stuff. Go and put it into action. Go to a boxing gym. Go to a martial arts gym and actually learn on the spot and feel the emotions that these fighters are feeling. That's how you truly learn. It's not worth knowing information about anything if you don't put that knowledge into experience. It's never too late to recreate your story, bro, okay? It's never too late. Don't forget that free diet plan from the description. Believe you can, and you're more than halfway there.